Hey, Nation, Harry here. We are staying out front of all the craziness in the world and focused on community building. So I'm with Scott Sanders, who's an emerging star in our vertical, our sector of the economy, with having over the last several years built a community. Scott, welcome back. We introduced you last time.
Glad to be back. Thanks for having me, Harry.
Yeah. And just a point of reference, and it's down below, folks. It's the IT Business Owners Group. And over the past several years, you built a community. But I think the real question is how about a listener to this interview that wants to build their own community? And Scott, let me frame it up that a lot of these marketing machines, marketing kits, this, that, and the other are such that you should be your own brand, right? That's kind of the new, that you should be a brand, and that often means building a community. Talk to us. Top tips for building a community, then let's talk about how you measure the community with analytics.
Well, that's exactly it. You've got to measure your growth in anything that you do. If you're growing, you need to have a base point. I remember my little boy, when he was little, we would mark a little thing on his head on the door to, say, okay, here it is. And 6 months later, we're doing the same thing again, and that notch just keeps getting higher and higher. So, that's what we're doing. We're building a community, basically IT business owners. So we want to engage with other IT business owners to come together, collaborate, build a community that is self-serving to the industry. So if you need answers, if you need support, and not necessarily tech support, if you need, we do have tech support questions. That's kind of comes with the territory. But to me, it's all about the end user experience and making the member want to come back every day to see what's new in your community. So that's where the analytics come into play. I look at the numbers. I'm a numbers guy. So for me, I look at the growth rate. And, you said it yourself, you have to build a brand of your own. So it's something, IT Business Owners Group is something that I decided to do kind of as a hobby. I really didn't have anyone steering me in any direction. I just kind of went with whatever the way the wind blew, and it's done well. I'm very pleased today of the accomplishments that the community has overcame, has completed. Where we stand today, the recognition. It's been a hobby that's turned into a business for me.
Well, here's what I'm saying is, and by the way, those are the best businesses. I at some level like to think I've never worked a day in my life because I work with computers. I like what I do. I mean, that's a whole nother interview next month. But what I've seen, Scott, is over the 20 years that we've been a community, and again, just to level set, you'll recall we're predicated on small business server. And then we've reinvented ourselves a couple of times, but people come and go. So you have people that flash in the pan and they kind of have a little community, and then they're gone in 18 months, right? It's hard work. I'm sure you've seen the same.
Oh, absolutely. There is a ton of online communities, and they start up and they get so much traction right off the bat. It's kind of like they use up all their fuel at once. I just am kind of from the mentality that slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah, it's that consistency. You and I share that in common. You got to get up every day, do it all over again. I'm not out to hit home runs. I'm out to get base hits.
There you go.
In community building. And then what I've also seen is it's harder than it looks. I mean, obviously, but a vendor that had a mobile app for MSPs to connect with their distributors. This some time ago when mobile app development was hot and new, and they were trying to build a community surrounding that. and just couldn't pull it off. And the guy told me, he said, building a community is just, it's very, very hard to build a community from scratch. And we kind of got lucky with Small Business Server. Scott, last question on the analytics. So are you monitoring what topics are hot and what topics are not? And then, well, talking about laundry is not as fun, but talking about antivirus is. Are you kind of tracking topical areas?
Yes and no. For me, I look at, Facebook provides us, since we're mostly on Facebook, that's where 95% of the action happens, is in our private group. As the owner of the group, Facebook provides us daily 24/7 with group analytics. So we're able to gauge how many members out of our total member base are active, how many members, what are the popular dates and times, like if it's today's Wednesday. So I think I looked earlier and it said 7 o'clock in the evening was the best time on a Wednesday. You're going to get the most publicity at that point. So I track analytics data like that before I post things, just to make sure that I'll get the best audience. So those are key factors that all play into it.
Yeah. Well, very cool. Well, sir, keep up the good work, and we'll check in with you periodically, see how that's going. And folks, be sure to check out the URL below. It's the IT Business Owners Group with Scott Sanders. Give them a fair shake. Scott, will have a good month. We'll see you later, my friend.
Thanks for having me again, Harry.